only just now figured out that people with ADHD don't just experience burnouts like 3 times more frequently than a neurotypical person. I also just now figured out that in the afternoon, you know, when you have that afternoon crash or kind of like slump, for people with ADHD, and specifically for women with ADHD, it's often actually a full-blown afternoon burnout.
The key to succeeding with ADHD is understanding how this condition affects your mood. So ADHD affects your mood and your attention by making it hard to regulate both. And if you're a woman with ADHD specifically, you have to know how this condition affects your mood. When you burn out, how do you feel in the morning? How do you feel in the afternoon? How do you feel as the day ends? You may have mood swings throughout the day, and you have to put together a system that helps you understand yourself, number one, but also a system that allows you to do. You have to do. You can't be stuck. And we can be stuck in many different ways. We can be stuck from task paralysis. We can be stuck from being overwhelmed. We can be stuck from being depressed. We can be stuck because we have so many things to do and we're not really sure which one to start on. So we just do whatever we find our hands to do, whatever we're excited about. But it's not a priority thing, so you don't get credit for it. If you're a person with ADHD, and specifically women with ADHD, because women tend to get diagnosed later in life, so you're getting this stuff on the back end, and you're doing your best to catch up and learn about yourself so you can put yourself in the best possible position, you have to understand that you have to put together a system. Before you can put the system together, you have to eliminate 2 things: guilt and shame. Guilt is not liking who you are, and shame is not liking what you've done. All right? These are 2 very important things, because anytime you want to make advancements in life with ADHD, you want to work on your habits, you want to work on your routine, you want to work on your financial independence, whatever you want to do. When you want to do these things, but you haven't addressed guilt and shame, what you're going to find is that you're going to get to a point where you get burnt out. So you do things, you put one foot in front of the other, and it seems as if you're taking these positive steps forward. But at some point, things come to a screeching halt where you just can't go any further. And more likely than not, this is due to guilt and shame. Of course, we have to know about workouts and make sure that we don't take our ADHD medications with citric acid, and make sure that we stay away from the synthetic food dyes, making sure that we have non-transactional relationships in our lives so we can feel good about ourselves. Yes, all of these things are very important. And the hormones too. If we're talking about ADHD in women, you have to know about hormones. If you have ADHD as a woman, you're more likely than the general population to have Blvd. So all of these things are important. I'm not dismissing ADHD education. That's what we do on this page. That's what we do on this page. And there are many other pages that are dedicated to helping individuals with ADHD learn more about themselves, right? Because you need the knowledge. You need to know these key things. However, until you address guilt and shame, then you can have all this information and you still won't make the progress. And for a lot of us who are stuck, I'm talking about when you're stuck, right? There's different types of burnout. You can be burnt out like within a week, oh, it was a long week, or you can be burnt out on life, where skills regress, you may get fired, you're struggling financially. At that type of a burnout, you have to work on guilt and shame. You have to make sure you like the person that you are, and that you like the things that you're doing, and that you forgive yourself for anything in the past that may have stuck you, anything in the past that you probably weren't proud of, things in the past that you didn't want to do, but you were down bad, you were stuck in such a bad position. So when you address guilt and shame, we can finally put ourselves in a position to where we can have one foot in front of the other. We can have some positive momentum. And when things start to get hard, instead of us self-sabotaging, which is kind of what we do, or not doing the things that we have to do, we will press forward and understand that we won't always be perfect, but we're still going to do our best to get the thing done. We're not going to be perfect, but we're still going to move forward. And most importantly, you're going to like yourself, and you're going to like the things that you're doing, and you're going to like the people that you're doing it with.